Halloween Resurrection has the dubious distinction of being one of the most unnecessary sequels ever. I mean, it is tied with almost every other Halloween movie, but come on. Halloween Resurrection begins on October 31st, 2001, 3 years after the events of H2O. When we last saw Laurie Strode, her 20-year nightmare finally came to a close, when in a touching scene, she finally said goodbye to her murderous brother, Michael Myers, before decapitating him with an axe.
Michael.
Even if heaven and earth collide tonight, we'll be all alone in a different light. I don't care what the world can't see. It's just between.
I mean, it was tender and emotional. Lou Graham ensured that there wasn't a dry eye in the house. It was just the perfect ending for this journey that was 2 decades in the making. But unfortunately, money exists. So instead of this series being wrapped up in a nice little bow, we discovered that it was actually hogtied and left in the sun for a few days until it prayed for the sweet release of death. A death that sadly would never come. Laurie Strode has been in a mental institution ever since the night she decapitated Michael Myers. And you're probably saying to yourself, her nightmare was over. Why would finally ridding the world of the evil monster known as Michael Myers have caused her to have a mental break? Well, it's because of a little bit of movie magic known as the stupidest idea you've ever heard. And we're told that when the first responders got to Michael Myers, Michael rendered the paramedic unconscious and switched clothes with him so that Laurie actually killed an innocent man while Michael got away. Just so stupid.
Well, why didn't the paramedics say something?
Right?
His larynx had been crushed.
Oh. Laurie hasn't spoken a word in almost 3 years and spends her days just staring out the window.
The doctors think she's a suicide threat. They found her up on the roof more than once.
You allow patients to go on the roof. Okay. I'm not in a mental facility, and I'm rightfully not allowed on almost any roof, ever. So Laurie is naturally having a difficult time dealing with her grief, which is understandable. I mean, she murdered an innocent father and husband, and what? Okay, so Laurie is obviously faking her dissociative state, and I'm struggling to find a reason why, other than she's doing it to avoid going to prison. Yeah, that actually shows a complete lack of remorse on Laurie's part. So I guess, good job not having Laurie be a sympathetic hero anymore. Good choice. Let me guess. It was done at the suggestion of this dented Christmas ham. And since it's Halloween, Michael Myers shows up at the hospital to kill Laurie, and she lures him to the roof. Again, way too easy to get up on this roof.
Hello, Michael.
Well, hello, Laurie. Long time no see. So about that incident the last time we met. It was supposed to be a fun little prank. You see, you were supposed to think you were talking to me, and then I was going to jump out of the bushes and yell, "Gotcha!" And then you chopped that dude's head off. Fantastic form, by the way. I knew I would somehow be blamed, so I just took off and laid low for a few years, and then, as you know, 9/11 happened last month. I'll never forget where I was when the second plane hit the tower. I was in my underground bunker eating a rat, and oh my gosh. I don't want to be one of those people that always uses that as an excuse, but if you don't let me down, then the terrorists have won.
What took you so long?
Well, air travel is almost impossible right now. Were you even listening, 9/11?
Were you afraid of me?
Well, I wasn't, but you seem a little more intense than usual, and the gravity of my situation is starting to set in.
Are you afraid to die, Michael?
I'm not sure if I can die, but no, I guess I don't like the prospect of it.
Laurie doesn't want to make the same mistake again, so she goes to pull off Michael's mask, and he grabs her and then stabs her as they fall over the side. And so after all the themes of redemption and letting go of the past from H2O, Laurie then just gets unceremoniously murdered on a rooftop. Seems like an odd decision, but I'm not a bloated, waterlogged corpse that was fished out of the Rio Hondo, so what do I know?
Oh, sorry. I thought this was the door to get out of here. I'm so turned around. Hey, can you put this in the dishwasher for me, bud? Thanks.
Michael Myers.
Oh, yes, hello. Always nice to meet a fan.
Born October 19th, 1957. Killed his older sister October 31st, 1963.
Okay, that's a lot of personal information you have at the ready.
Killed 3 high school students October 31st, 1978.
And oh my god, I just realized I gave my knife to a mental patient who was obsessed with serial killers.
We then travel to Haddonfield University a year later, where we meet college students Sarah, Rudy, and Jen, who have just found out that they've been selected to be on the reality show called Dangertainment, and they'll be filmed spending one night in Michael Myers' childhood home to search for clues as to why Michael started killing. Along with Sarah, Jen, and Ray, they're joined by Donna, Jim, and Bill, and they meet with the showrunners Freddie Harris and Nora Winston, played by Busta Rhymes and Tyra Banks, and they conduct pre-interviews to get audiences hyped for the show.
So what do you hope to find in the house tomorrow night?
My way into network broadcasting? I just want to say that Michael Myers is not just a man behind a mask. He's a legend.
This show is gonna be dynamite. And Sarah is a quiet, reserved individual, and she's pen pals with Miles, who is a freshman at Haddonfield U, and he's pretending to be a grad student named Deckard.
Oh, I can't go out tonight. I promised Sarah I would watch her first episode. She's really nervous about it.
Oh dear lord, there's supposed to be more than one episode? Now that's truly frightening. Alright, cut it. Cut the laugh track. Oh my god, that's going on way too long. So we learned that this show is being broadcast live on the internet, and everyone will have their own camera attached to them, and viewers at home can switch back and forth between different cameras. And so it's basically the same format as Night Trap. And oh my god, they should re-release Night Trap, but in Michael Myers' house. Why haven't they done more Michael Myers video games? Like, he's cameoed in a couple, but then all they have is like an Atari game that doesn't even have him in it. So they start setting up at Michael Myers' house, and they can't show any wide shots of the house, because then the audience will remember that it's way too tiny for 6 people to explore. So the worst reality show you've ever seen begins, and it is riveting from the start.
Well, it's not exactly a house you put on the market.
Yeah, but I'll bet it has one of those big, nice, old kitchens, you know?
What are we gonna do?
We don't have to do anything. Technically, we just have to be in the house.
Aren't we supposed to be looking for answers?
Yes, Scooby-Doo gang. Go find clues that the police missed for the last 20 years.
What the hell are all these people doing in my house? Why do they have cameras? Are they gonna film themselves playing spin the bottle and then ejaculate on my things? I don't know what kids do.
You are like this close to getting voted off the island.
Oh, okay. So it's like Survivor. Oh, I love that show. So day one is off to a bit of a rough start. There's definitely a power vacuum in the house already, and it looks like Jim might be the biggest threat vying for head of household. So he's gonna be the one to beat, to death with his own severed arm.
You ever taste a 40-year-old fennel? It smells fresh.
Yeah, it does.
So are we to believe that Michael has gone to Whole Foods and bought fennel seeds to add to his food? Michael Myers? The man who eats dogs raw? The man who raw dogs on the daily? I think that's the term, right? Miles and his friends go to a party, and Miles sneaks off to go watch the live feed of Dangertainment, and a number of people from the party decide to join him. And Rudy and Sarah are in the kitchen when they hear Jen screaming upstairs.
Jen? Jen?
Turn it down!
Gotcha!
This show sucks. And they've been exploring this house for hours, and it's like a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. They should have been able to cover this entire house in 10 minutes.
We're gonna get her back for that.
Bill doesn't like that Jen scared him, so he vows to escalate the prank war. But Michael Myers is the biggest prankster of all.
Watch me.
So I realize that the fun-loving prankster is usually able to make alliances pretty easily because no one sees him as a threat. And I knew that if Bill unleashed his epic prank, he'd be able to join any alliance that he wanted. So I had to take it upon myself to prank Bill to death with my knife.
So Michael Myers busted through the mirror, and presumably the wall that is directly behind the mirror, and murders Bill, who was just emitting a blood-curdling scream.
Hey, is this that Michael Myers thing?
Yeah, the dude from American Pie just got murdered, and like nobody in the house has any idea that it happened. I mean, I think. These cameras suck, and it's so freaking dark. Jim and Donna find a secret hatch in the basement floor, and Jim goes upstairs to retrieve a giant key from a high chair like he's playing Resident Evil or some shit. Which, now that I think about it, a Resident Evil style game with Michael as like the nemesis would also be pretty badass. Seriously, Michael Myers needs his own dedicated video game. You could unlock Dr. Loomis as a playable character, but he just fires a gun randomly without you having to push any buttons, and he just won't stop drinking. So they open the hatch and go down in the sub-basement, and they find chains on the wall, and they think this is where Michael was kept.
There's definitely no cameras down here.
Good gravy, Donna. You've been in this house for like 3 hours. You're getting all prison horny over Jim? Make it make sense. They start to go at it when the wall collapses, revealing skeletal remains, but they find out that they were just props put there by Freddy, and Jim storms off to confront him.
Let's go find Freddy. This is bullshit.
And I don't know why Jim's so upset. He was planning on just sitting in the living room doing nothing. Does it offend your artistic integrity, Jim? Donna finds another secret passage and discovers where Michael's been living. Oh man, I bet he seasons that rat with some fennel seeds and then washes it down with his own piss. Michael is a true gourmand. Freddy puts on Michael Myers' costume to scare everyone when he comes face to face with the real Michael.
Oh, shit, man. Why the hell you dressed like me anyway?
Okay, Freddy, settle down.
The same shit. You're gonna ruin the whole effect.
Now,
The hell is wrong
if you
with
will just allow me to
You
explain,
don't get it? You don't get
please don't thump
Yo,
my
shit ain't
forehead.
working up
Freddy,
there,
I'm
son.
doing my best.
it? You need to get the hell out of here. Go ahead, scoot. Skedaddle.
Fine, I'll leave. Don't let him see you cry, Michael. I don't know what has Freddy so steamed, but I don't think he should be taking it out on me. He wouldn't even have a show without me. Listen, Sarah, we need to talk. Now, Ray and Jen have become more of a liability than anything. I think you and me should form an alliance and take out Ray before the next challenge. Jen doesn't know how to play this game, so she'll vote however we want her to at the next tribal council.
Sarah doesn't realize what a good strategist Michael is, so she runs away and alerts Ray that Michael is in the house. And upstairs, Jen finds Bill's lifeless body, and when Michael shows up, everyone just thinks that it's Freddy.
Sorry, Jen, but I'm afraid you are the weakest link. Goodbye. Right? From the weakest link? Oh, okay, everybody, listen up. I have the immunity knife, so I'm safe from elimination this week. But I'm afraid everyone else is on the chopping block.
Sarah runs upstairs, and Michael chases Ray into the kitchen.
What the hell, Ray? Do you know how difficult it is to acquire fennel seeds in Haddonfield, Illinois? Vincent's drugstore only does special orders, and the proprietor, who is also named Michael, gives me such a hard time and acts so put out every time I have to order some. I'm so sorry you have 9 kids and your wife hates you now. It's not my fault.
Sarah pleads for Deckard to help her, and Miles springs into action. Deckard here. Oh my god. Is that what those phones sounded like? I don't remember that feature at all. He's coming up the stairs. Yeah, that really is off-putting. The early 2000s were an odd time. Oh wait, don't scream. Try the window. Miles leads Sarah to the stairwell where she runs into Freddy.
So you want to be on Dangertainment?
Not really anymore. It's amateur hour over here. I'm easily winning every physical challenge, and no one seems to know the point of an alliance.
Freddy drop kicks Michael out the window, and Michael gets hung by a camera cord. Oh, and Michael pissed himself. That's rough. And Miles warns them that Michael is still alive. In the house. Okay, in the house where, Miles? Oh my god. Okay, Miles, you could have localized the coordinates a little bit. Maybe something like, he's less than 2 feet from you. You should be able to smell him. Something like that. Michael stabs Freddy and Sarah takes off and makes her way to the basement. The house catches on fire and Michael's about to kill Sarah when Freddy busts in and we get the greatest fight in a horror movie ever. And the police arrive just in the nick of time. You're alive. We could see you on the news. Yeah, Deckard. Awesome, man. Get this kid a wine cooler. You're gonna love them, bud. They make you so drunk. So they wheel Michael into the autopsy room and we get one final jump scare. Fun fact, this was filmed after production wrapped, with the part of Michael being played by this warmed-over dog's ass. They decided to use him because they didn't have any more money left in the budget, and as luck would have it, they didn't have to waste money on any makeup because he already looks like that. So that's it. The end of the second main Michael Myers, Laurie Strode storyline. And I guess Resurrection wasn't as terrible as I remember. It had some good ideas. I like the survivor aspect of it, and Michael pissing himself was hilarious. So again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out Patreon, where we're going through all 120 episodes of the Adam West Batman show. The press is tearing Batman and Robin a new a-hole, and Robin is not taking it well.
Batman and Robin foiled again. Holy headlines. We look like page 1 dumbbells.
Language, Robin. Cursing is the crutch of a feeble mind. Son of a bitch. Who the moved my bat stapler? Oh gosh, I did, Batman. I'm sorry. Well, don't be sorry, old chum. Just don't touch things that don't belong to you.